Okay, we got Lesko Help 2 going. Okay, that's for members. That's where we're going to answer more of the questions, okay, on members. And I want to go over the new grants I found in the last couple of days, or actually yesterday and today. There's so much new happening. And if you heard Biden last night, I watched a little bit of it because of most of it, I mean, it was a campaign speech, but it gives you clues of kind where the new grants are coming from. And that's why you want to listen to these people. Because they're really deciding what grants are going to be available. You know, whether you like these people or not, man, they're in charge and they're going to write the checks. So that's why it's worth paying a little bit of attention to these people, even though you may not like to. But it's like a customer. That's your customer. You know, that's going to give you money. See, that's who you have to satisfy. You know, everybody said, "Oh, I got these experts and experts." No, the person you want to listen to, the people giving out the money. And anybody else is superfluous and guessing. You know, the person who gives out the money knows exactly, you know, what there is and how to apply and know the ifs, ands, or buts. That's why I try to get people to stay away from Google, because once you get in Google, man, you get sucked into people who are so good at making a sale that you won't get out of there alive without giving them money or getting ripped off or whatever. So that's why you want to hang around the people who are giving out the money, you know, and they're all free and they're all access to you. I mean, in theory, but they're not, you know, 24/7, you know, like even me. But that's where it is, and that's who makes the decisions. Now let me go over some grants here, and again, I'm going to put a listing of all the links I talk about today. Will be in the descriptions on both Facebook. I'm not Facebook. No, I should do that, Facebook, because that's a membership. That's a closed Facebook group. So I know there's members there. But I'm a Lesko Help 2 for members, and also on YouTube. Right, so Lesko Help 2 and YouTube, and also Instagram. So Instagram, I could put it in after we're finished in the same way on YouTube. I'll put in all these links in the description on the bottom, and make sure you see those links, because I'm going to talk about other links that have other things than the ones I'm talking about. Like here's the first one. You get free help to pay for a $3,000 automobile repair bill, okay? And that's what's available, and that's available. Now how? Here's where to go. And this is actually, it's sort of like a hack to get your car repaired for free. And this is through auto recalls. And in other words, we have hundreds of thousands of recalls every year or whatever, that they have to fix something that was screwed up. And that's probably why your car is screwed up. And because it's a recall that's screwed up, and they'd send you a letter because you're an owner, but it could be, you know, 10 years ago or something, and you're not, you know, they're sending it to the first owner, and you're the 15th owner, but it's still a recall, and you still have access to get that fixed for free. Now that's cool. And all you have to do is go to this website called NHTSA. NHTSA.gov/recalls, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. You know, Budapest, or whatever his name is, from Indiana, is in charge of that. And it's NHTSA/recalls, all lowercase on recalls. So you go there and you put in your automobile name or whatever the heck it is they're asking for there, and you see if it's recalled. Because then if it's recalled, you get it for free. You get the, you know, 10 years old car, whatever, you get that fixed up for free if they ever recalled it. So that's something you want to check. Now the other place to do that is, don't forget, we have a program that we give out $15,000 every month for people to help people with car repairs. So that's I want student loan forgiveness. Yes, you could get that. Okay, there's a lot of no student loan forgiveness, and if I remember, so you go to studentaid.gov for student loan forgiveness. There's so much student loan forgiveness. I covered that. Look in my last video, and you see how I covered that, because Biden it's like 4 or 5 million people got it forgiven. and they're up, up to $100,000. Yeah, that's right. Just forgive. Bim, bam, thank you, ma'am. And there's 4 different ways you could get it forgiven. So you got to look at all those ways, not just one. So go to that thing, and you want to look at under, what the heck is it? I forget. You want to look under loan payments and also forgiveness. So there's 2 things. You do it in the loan payments, they forgive it, and in the forgiveness programs, they forgive it. So look at both of those, okay? So we got auto repair bill, and probably thousands and thousands of dollars that could be. It depends on, but they have to repair it for free. So that's a place you want to look before you pay a repair person, anybody, to pay for this, okay? You want to look at that. Okay, here's an interesting thing that they're doing is helping you. This is a place in Boston. The state of Boston is giving out money for people who want to help other people apply to government grants, okay? So they're giving $30,000 to train people to to help other people get grants. So you can start a business like mine, but they'll train you to do it. Now that's cool, isn't it? You get money to do it. See, and that's what I mean. To me, there's you don't even know what the hell to ask for, and there's so many opportunities, but they're not putting the language, that you're used to hearing. So you glaze over, your eyes glaze over that, and it just goes right through your ears and out the other side, or out the lower side, or wherever the hell it goes once it goes through your ears. But there's $30,000, and that's in Boston. So if you live in Boston, you want to know about this, and this is boston.gov, and it's Community Outreach Leaders Grant. Now open. So the grant just opened, and they want to give $30,000 to people in the neighborhood. Oh, who's that? Got an 8-month-old or something who just walked by me here. His name is Miles. He doesn't walk miles yet, but he will soon. Just started walking. Got his sea legs there, and it was fun to walk. And see, look at that 8-month-old or whatever it is. I mean, you watch him fall on his ass every day trying to walk, okay? That's what you have to do to try to get a grant if you never did that before. You got to be like Miles. You get up and fall down. You get up and fall down until you get that down and figure out how to do that thing, and it's all, Miles learned it, and he never went to school for it at all, right? He's learned it. That's why we got native intelligence, that we could use to solve problems, but there's no, he wants to be online. Now maybe he's a ham like I am. Wants to be on the camera. Is there a program like that in Georgia? Don't know, Shirley. I don't know at all. That's why you have to start looking. Where would you look? I would start at the community development block grants, because that's where that money is usually coming from in your county. Every county has something like this. Another way to do it is, and that's community development. Yeah, you're looking for the word community development. That's what usually is under that. If it's not, then what you do is you go to findhelp.org, and you look under financial assistance. You'll have 20 to 30 organizations there that help people with financial assistance. So if anybody knows about this stuff, it'll be one of those agencies. So you call a dozen or so and ask them about it. There's no shortcut to it, Sherry. That's what it takes. Nobody's going to hand it to you on a platter and you just do 1, 2, 3. You don't know what 1, 2, 3 is yet. And so you can find it yourself. And that's the way it is. And that's why people want it easy, and so they don't get anything. So if you give up trying to get it easy, but if you don't need it, then fine. You take the easy ones and go home. But if you need it, it may be harder than easy. Okay, so we talked about $30,000. We talked about $3,000 for car repair, $30,000 to learn how to apply for grants. Here's another interesting thing. In the Capitol, in Madison, Wisconsin, they're giving money for people to move out of an apartment building and they'll pay rent for you in another apartment building. Who would have thought that? I mean, somebody says you can't do this and you're out of luck or anything. No, don't take, somebody else's word for what is available. You have to find out what is available. So if you don't have rent, you have to move and whatever. What do? You don't make, ask 2 or 3 people who say they don't know, because most people don't know. So they're going to say there is no such thing. Even people in the government, they don't know everything. So you have to get above that and dig at things, better than that. And you can, again, if it's rent or money to help you move, then again, what's so neat? I should be out of business. You should use findhelp.org. Now, findhelp.org is very important because it's local organizations that are government or nonprofit that help people with any kind of financial problem or any kind of service problems or whatever. Google is for people who will want your money to solve your problem. Find Help and 211.org, findhelp.org, I like that one better. They do it for free and they give you money. See, Google wants your money because they have to pay. They got a big organization, a lot of investors. They got to pay them, okay? But findhelp.org and 211, they don't. They already got their money to be in business. And they're already paid. And they're there to give money away. So that's an important thing to know. Let's see, what else? So I hope that helps, Sherry. Do I have time? Will I have find the name for Madison program? Yes, I'll put it in, is that Durard? I am close to Madison, yes. The link will be in the, I'm going to put it in there now. I forgot. I could put that in. That's the one thing. On Lesko Help 2, I could put that in right away. See, that's the one place I could do it. Okay, I got 11 programs here I'm talking about, and here's the links to every one of them. Okay. Deirdre, is that right? Oh, Deirdre, thank you for doing that. I am a terrible reader. I'm terrible with names. I'm going to forget your name anyway. If everyone was called official name was Hey You, I would be golden, man. But Deirdre, yeah. I knew some Deirdres. Neighbor when I was a kid was a Deirdre. I don't know how they spelled it. I still don't know how to spell well, so I wouldn't know if it made sense or not. But that's all the links there for members. And I'll put that link for non-members because the most important thing about what I'm doing for the rest of my life is making sure as many people know as possible about the free help and money programs that are available. The people that change your life, make it a little easier, whatever. Man, the rich people use the hell out of it. And the people who really need it, don't, because it sounds complicated. It is a little bit, but I could hold your hand through this, and that's what we want to do. And that's why, if you're a member too, I want you to consider volunteering and helping other people. We give a little stipends for when you're on live to do that. But see, I feel that you need to start a TikTok. I got one there. It's not it worked for a while for me, and I'm not. I have 3 cameras on now, so it's a little tough. But I will, and we'll try to figure that out. But Instagram was never working for us, and it seems to be working now for some reason, and we're getting a little better. You got to learn, and you can't do everything at once. But boy, when I first started, like about a year ago, I tried TikTok, and I was always on it a little bit. And oh wow, and it was good sales even. I could count them, and then they bounced me off. See, the problem with these big corporations is they don't like it, and I'm a guy that could easily not appeal to the general public, and particularly tight-ass business people, and they just knock me out. And that's what happened. My credit card processor, Stripe, man, they knocked me out. And now I have to run around and try to find another one, and it's hard, and especially when one knocks you off, then you sort of like, you got a little plague, and it's hard. But that's what life is living through the tough times. That's what you have to train yourself for, that they're going to be tough times. You got to figure out how to live through it. Because easy times are easy. You don't have to practice for that. You don't have to go to school to learn how to spend $1 million. No, you got to learn as much as you can and fail and do everything when you're trying to get that money. I took the LDL on it, and now I'm paying monthly payments, but I'm facing hardship. I can't apply. Yes, but contact them initially, okay? Do that. Well, you have trouble paying, okay? Right, because they all have programs for that, okay? And so contact them directly. Usually, I mean, even when they were inundated, they were doing it. And if they don't give you something that you really can work with, then you call your elected official, and that would mean your federal elected official. So you have 2 senators and a congressman. Call each one. Okay, we're at Madison. Now we're going to have free training to get government. Okay, this is very important, I think. Okay, what do you do when when you apply for a grant and they say no? Okay, you appeal. Now this is a program, what they have. I mean, and the agency teaches you how to do that. See, this isn't like a business or a bank or anything. They don't want you to appeal. They don't want you to complain, and they don't have set it up for you to play. And no means no. In the government, no does not mean no, unless it's sexual harassment. Then it does. But no, they have laws that make them review it, you know, and data I've seen, and I've collected data myself over the years, is that about 1/3 of the people who complain get their money, you know? So what the hell? Yeah, you spend an hour or 2 figuring that out, and you put in a complaint, you got a shot at it. It's better than finding another thing, and you have it. See, that's what's neat about dealing with the government. You want to get money like the ELDL loan and things like that. It's better. I mean, the bank won't read and do it for you. Pay, or we're going to take your child, or whatever they think they could do. You know, and government programs, you know, they're more humane, and because it's a collective for everybody to grow, not just them. You know, and that's what. You know, commercial and companies are primarily, you know, they have themselves first in mind. But government, it has to have the community in mind, so to speak. It may not work all the time, but there goes Miles down the runway. He's going a couple miles an hour. It takes him an hour anyway to get most places. Okay, so what do we have next? Okay, move to another part. Free training to get your $10,000 grant after they said no. Okay, remember that. Look at that listing, because every agency will have different procedures, but you just do what the bureaucrats, all the bureaucrats have to follow procedures. They have laws, the Congress writes the laws, they have to enforce it and follow those directions, and they have very little leeway. But you could figure that out, yeah, and see what it is. Okay, so that's that. Government food benefit cards to pay for groceries will soon be scam-free. Okay, you know the SNAP cards, and they use the EBT cards. Well, people are hacking them. You know, the bad guys are getting into that and taking your money and stuff like that. So now the Department of Agriculture finally got hip and into the 21st century and going to have new ones that they can't be hacked. So this is, you get grant money for groceries this way, okay? So these cards work, but they're easily hacked. So now they're going to get new ones that don't hack, can't be hacked, okay? So that's good. Okay, now this is a very interesting thing too. Landlords in Kentucky can now refuse to rent to someone who gets rent grants. Because I guess if you're getting a subsidy, they don't feel you're good enough to rent from them. And it's usually a law. You can't discriminate. But they changed the law in Kentucky, and they said you can as a landlord. And that's good to know if you live in Kentucky, because I'm sure no other state does that yet. But more importantly, I'm thinking, okay, so landlord, they get grants to because they're in the real estate business. So they're making probably tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars of government money through the tax system to be landlords, okay? So they're getting government money, but they don't want you to get government money, all right? They don't want to play. Well, shit, what's the difference? Well, I think what they do, if they have that, yeah. Do you hear Miles? That's Miles in the other room. So that's a grandkid. We got a few now. And Smiley takes care of a lot of them. But so if, why should they be allowed to get government grants when they won't rent to somebody who gets government grants? Now, there's something wrong with that, I think. But I just want to put that out there. I mean, that'll take a crusade, and somebody else wants to get that crusade or let people know, and that's good. Okay, now here, this is interesting. Climate Corps. You hear Biden talked about it last night. The Climate Corps. Okay, what that is, and I have links to find out about it, because there's all these ways that Biden has money for. If you want to be in and get trained and good jobs in the Climate Corps, the climate change, thing, stop this incredible weather we're having. Okay, and that's, I took the I'm paying. Okay. And so now he's set up to train people to be in the Climate Corps, to help the problems that we're facing now. So they're getting money where you could get money while you learn one of these skills that are necessary for us to be working on this climate change problem, okay? So there are going to be a lot of jobs here, and they're going to require a lot of special skills, and you don't need a degree to get these special skills. You have to go get trained, and in these trainings, you can get money to live on while you're training for a climate change job. And there's a whole bunch of them. And look at the listing of the kinds of jobs that they're training for in the link when you get that. And there's other thing, I found that Climate Change Corps is another nonprofit that's doing this too. So that's why not right now we have the beginnings of a wave. If you're a surfer, I'm a body surfer. I like body surfer. I can't get my ass up on a board. I love body surfing. And so you got to get the wave, and you ride that wave as it's going in. See, once the wave is over, then it's coming out. So that's what's happening, like automobile jobs. Okay, well now electric automobile jobs is the wave that's growing. So if you're on the beginning of that growing wave, whether it's electric vehicles or it's climate change or whatever, then you're there for a long time until another wave comes and takes it over, and things change. You just plan on change. So what you have to do is be flexible enough. Now, okay, what I'm doing now ain't going nowhere. I'm like a buggy whips. When we had horses, we had companies that made buggy whips. Didn't need those anymore, right? Because we got cars. And that's where all the jobs were. We're the same now for climate change. We're building up on a new load. And so what the government does is they got to get people trained to get into these factories or make these things or whatever they have to do for climate change. And that's what the government does, is pours money in that. Biden poured a bunch of dough in there. Where do you find it? Okay, the first place to look is at your local Career One-Stop Center, careeronestopcenter.org. careeronestopcenter.org. And I have all the links that will in this. The things I'm talking will be in the chat. You already have it in Lesko Help, but in YouTube and Instagram. I'll put them in the bottom of the description after I finish up. Okay, so that's important. So those jobs, okay. Okay. Oh, here's another neat list I got. Now, we have to train people. We don't have enough trained people for jobs. That's why there's so many jobs out there that pay good money, and people aren't trained. And many times it only takes a few months of training, or maybe 6 months or a year or whatever, to get that skill, to be eligible to do that job. And what's happening now is companies are doing that. They're doing their own training, not relying on the government because they need it better, faster, cheaper, whatever the hell they think. And they're doing it. That's why it's always been the companies do it, the government does it, and they both do it together. Now we've come to the point where the government's only doing it, but there are places that the company does it a lot. So these are the people to work for, because if you're working for somebody that wants you to grow in your skills and make more money, that they'll do it for you and pay college tuition and all this kind of stuff, because they want to keep you and grow as they grow. Okay, how do you find these companies? Okay, here it's called American Opportunity Index. cool name, isn't it? American Opportunity Index. You go to the American Opportunity Index and find the companies that are like you and want to grow, and make more money. And they'll invest in you to make more money. So you get in there with only 8th grade education and sneak in the door somewhere, and then they keep training you to get more and more and more, and you get more and more and more, okay? Free laptops, okay? There's a county in Maryland, 2,500 free laptops they're giving. So if you live in Maryland, look for that, and I'll have the link too in the description below, but that's 2,500. Now, we give 25 every month. We're pipsqueaks. But every month, if you remember, apply for our free laptops. How to apply for the $2,200 grant. Not sure which one that is, Sue, but all the links of the grants I'm talking about is in the chat. I put all the links there. And another way then is to just tell us, go into the, we're having a little trouble with Miles in there. He loves singing. and he's singing away. He doesn't know the lyrics yet, that's the problem. He will. So you want to get one of those free laptops in your state. Probably, how do you find it in your state? If not, the best place, again, is findhelp.org. Go to findhelp.org and put in computers. And I bet there's 2 or 3 people in your area that are giving out free computers, okay? Because you can't live without a laptop. It's hard to do it on the phone. A lot of people do it, but that's too hard. And actually, members, we have, we've got $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 just doing it all on the phone. So I'm wrong a lot of time. That's another one. Deborah, thank God it's Friday. Yes. Do people use that word anymore? Actually, is that restaurant around anymore? That's it. Okay, so we have 2,500 free laptop, and Lesko gives out 25 every month. So that's, like 300 a month, a year, something like that. But nowhere near 2,500. See, the government could do it a lot bigger. Okay, spray and neuter vouchers. Not neuter vouchers. Vouchers to spray and neuter your pet. and available for, this is, again, a county. Okay, so a county's doing this because they don't want more pets running around than necessary. Actually, I just found another list of the top 10 cities where pets or dogs outnumber children. Okay, most of them are in California or down south, but there are more dogs than children in those cities. So you better wear your galoshes if you want. Okay, so pray and know. Now here's another thing for pet care. If you're a member, get a copy of our 500 mini grant report for every state. You download that for your state, and there's a section there on free help for pet care. We have, human care, dental care, and pet care, okay? So we have them from pet care because that's costing more than human care around now. But here's another good list, if you're not a member, is go to humanesociety.org, humanesociety.org. And under the resources tab, they have something called resources, resources. You go there and you'll see, do you have trouble affording your pet? Okay, and do that and find the sources there. And that's a pretty good list. It describes it pretty well. And then also findhelp.org. Again, put in pet. For pet help, you get free pet food and free veterinary stuff and all that kind of stuff. So those 2 organizations, if you're not a member, have it. Now, if you're a member, don't forget to go to the 500 mini grant report for your state, and Miles will sing you to sleep. If you like, I'll send him over and he could sing to you for a while. Okay, here's another one of the best down payment things I've seen for houses in Cleveland. And remember, okay, you don't live in Cleveland. That's okay. This shows you the kinds of things that are going to be in your area too. Okay, if one city has it, other cities will. You have to take the initiative to find it where you live. Now, what this program does is give you $25,000 of down payment and closing costs for people making up to $55,000 a year. And you cannot have more than $7,000 in savings. If you have over that, they won't give you the money. I mean, $28,000 sounds a lot more than 7, but I don't know who does the math on that. But it's a great program, and if you want to find out things like this, if you remember, look at Lesko mini grant report and see item 8. Item 8, or is it 7? One of those two, 7 or 8, and it shows you the 7 organizations that you contact to and you call. Oh, there, Tammy put in the meta grants report. Thank you, Tammy. See, she just got up late today. She's in California, so it's not late there yet. But the organizations. Here's where to start if you're not a member. You go to hud.gov/counseling. hud.gov/counseling. And just say, I need money buying a house, okay? And make an appointment with a counselor. You want to talk to people, you want to meet them if you can, or at least on the phone or whatever, so they know you as a human being. You want to do that. Okay, Tammy has it. Help you get grants to buy that. Number 7. Thank you, Tammy. There's 7 organizations there. But the top one is the HUD.gov. The other good one is neighborworks.org. Neighborworks.org. Start with those 2, and if they don't have them, ask them where else to do it. And then look and find help.org and put in housing or whatever and see the other organizations. You want to at least talk to people, even if they're not giving them out money. You want to talk to these people because they know about this stuff, because they study it and help people like you every day. So you want to know what they've learned because they do it every day. You're doing this for the first time in your life, so you'll never know as much as them. So pick their brain, and you can do that for free. Okay, I'm going to try to be quiet so Miles can go to sleep. And we'll be back soon, I'm sure. Actually, I'm going to be away. Got to go see the other grandkid. It's about 2-3 hours away, so we're going up there overnight, and that'll be fun. Now, he's the anarchist, lives in the woods, so he's a fun guy. I'll talk to you soon. Don't forget, we have 4 grants. The next one is on the 15th. That's for the car repair. We give out $15,000. Then after that is on the 20th, we give out $20,000 for people who need trouble paying their rent or mortgage or utilities. And then on the 30th, we give out 25 free laptops. And on the 4th of next month, a couple days after April Fool's Day, but this is full, I'm not fooling around, we give out $40,000, okay, to spend on anything you want. Now, you tell me a program that does that. Oh, Tammy put it. The neighbor works. Great. Thank you, Tammy. And all the new grants. Okay. Well, thank you guys. I mean, just to reiterate, this is the best time of my life I've ever had. And I've done more than I thought I'd ever do, but this is better than anything. Being able to help people and to find out that my stuff I know is of value to people. And I'm going to do this till I die. So you're going to see a cranky old man if I'm not there already. But the biggest gift in the world is allowing us to help you. I'm sorry we're not good at this all the time because we screw up and we're a little overwhelmed sometimes on pleasing things. But remember one thing, no matter what, I will give you a refund no matter what. I don't care the reason. You don't like my glasses, my funky hair, I don't care. I'm just going to give you a refund, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to try to help you. If I can't, and you're pissed off I can't, that's I understand. Don't worry, and we're happy to refund you. Okay, so because if you get pissed and then go to the credit card companies and do all that, then it makes it harder to get to stay in business. Yeah. And that's important that we do that, and so. Don't complain to the bank about I was shitty and want your money back. No, just come to me. You don't even have to tell me how shitty. You just tell me you want your money back, and you'll get it. No questions asked, okay? Love you all. Thank you for helping me so much in I think this is probably the last venture I'll have, but I think I'm good for 10, 15 more years. So I'll be around annoying you for a long time. Okay? Take care.